Hey, it's Scott Barrett, and welcome back to The Burning Truth. And tonight we are diving into one of the most unpredictable nights in wrestling. It's the WWE Royal Rumble 2025 predictions. And of course, joining me over here is a man who probably has a promo sharp enough to eliminate everyone. It's Matt Burns, everybody.
Thanks, Scott. But tonight, I'm not here just to cut promos. I'm here to break down the wildest, boldest, most out there predictions for the Royal Rumble 2025. Who's winning? Who's shocking the world? And who's getting tossed over the top rope, like yesterday's news? We're covering it all.
Lovely. Yeah. We're talking potential winners, surprise entrants, record-breaking moments, and so much more. And let's be real, this year's Rumble could have more twists than a corkscrew moonsault.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss this. This is The Burning Truth, and the Royal Rumble Chaos starts now.
Right now, baby. Absolutely. Most exciting PLE of the year for me.
It always is.
Yeah,
it always
really
is.
looking forward to this one. Really, really, really looking forward to it. And I think, I think it's going to be special. Absolutely special. I'd forgotten there were other matches on the card other than the Rumbles.
There is?
Yeah, I'd forgotten because of how good this card looks. And I think what we should do is we should probably work through those matches first, and then we'll talk about the Rumbles at the end. In fact, I'm actually I'm of the opinion maybe that we should talk about the men's Rumble last, because that is the one that most excites me this year.
Ooh.
Just excite you?
Yeah, definitely, because
you don't sound excited.
No. Wait. I'm building up to it. Build up the anticipation. Because bear in mind, I am actually looking forward to. But then again, think about who's actually entered the Royal Rumble. Bear in mind that the graphics that we've got at the bottom, all four of them are in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
We've actually got a star-studded Royal Rumble this year. And the scary thing about it is anyone can win it.
Absolutely anyone. You know, I've put the four people who I think are probably the four favorites at the bottom of the screen here. Got Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and John Cena. But, you know, there's so many more superstars, wrestlers in the match that we haven't even, you know, Seth Rollins is in the match.
Yeah.
You know, he could definitely pick up a win. I'm expecting a return from Randy Orton. Or always a potential winner of the Royal Rumble. You know, there are umpteen surprises that we could get. There's one high chief knocking about somewhere that could make an appearance. You never know. So, yeah, a really, really exciting Royal Rumble, Matt Burns. I'm just sending a quick post out onto our socials just to let everybody know that we are live and in living colour. While we're doing that, Matt Burns, why don't you talk us through how we got to this tag team match?
Right. This match, I feel, is going to be absolutely phenomenal, because DIY have been absolutely phenomenal since they've actually turned villainous to acquire the actual SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And the weird thing about it is, at the expense of the Motor City Machine Guns in such a colossal way. We sat there. So I'll be honest with you, I thought the Motor City Machine Guns were going to keep them titles for quite a while, quite a long time, and have a good run with it. If you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the weird thing about it is, it was just as somebody else was getting a match, and you got DIY getting a bit frustrated that they weren't being presented as the next challenges. It was, you know, it was literally, you know, Street Profits were meant to be going for the titles. All of a sudden, the Street Profits got attacked.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. And, Johnny Gargano was all so nice and willing to offer to fill in with DIY, his replacements. And seeing as Johnny Gargano was such good friends with them, especially
Yeah.
Alex Shelley, and managed to pull the trigger. They literally pulled the bait and switch, revealing it all, that it was all a ploy just to get the titles.
Yeah. And it's since then we've had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa as a heel tag team, which I can't remember ever seeing in WWE before.
They haven't. I don't think they've been heels separately, but
Yeah.
not as a unison. And what's so brilliant about this, for me personally, I feel as though with the dynamic, with Motor City Machine Guns reattempting getting rematches, but the match is getting thrown out due to other chaos. That DIY are literally almost employing Pretty Deadly to do their dirty work. And just we will help you. We will help you, but to then just sort of just always keep them underneath the thumb, always wanting more. And it's been brilliant. Been absolutely brilliant. I will say that I am expecting possibly a bit of involvement from Apollo Crews, possibly.
Really?
At some point.
How come?
Because Apollo was sort of mentioning to Pretty Deadly, if you believe DIY, then you're suckers. Sort of like, it was like a bit of a tribute to Just Joe, just the guy who's just given a bit of information. You know what I mean? Spreading a bit of rumors.
So I suppose the question is, Matt Beans, I've just posted that out to our socials.
The reason why I mentioned Johnny Gargano, let me finish, is because on the last one, and one of them, as he said it's Pretty Deadly, Johnny Gargano attacks Apollo Crews brutally and then says to him, "Keep our damn names out your mouth."
A bit Oscars.
A bit, just a little bit. I was like, ooh, a bit touchy. What the hell?
I love that. Well, I'll tell you my prediction nice and early for this one. My prediction is retain by DIY. I think Gargano and Ciampa come out of this still the champions.
DIY.
Yeah, so I think we're agreed on that. And I think, comments below if you make a different decision. But for me, absolutely, it's Gargano and Ciampa for the win here. Good. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've missed the build for that, I think, somewhere. But 2 out of 3 falls. Looking forward to it. DIY to get the win, definitely. Second match of the night, Matt Burns. Let's have a talk about this because it's been going on for what feels like forever. Obviously, the first match at the first Saturday night's main event in December. Now, following that match, there was the attack and the theft of the Winged Eagle Replica Championship, and now,
which I think is genius.
And now at the Royal Rumble, we'll get a ladder match where the 2 titles are held way above the ring, and a ladder match to determine who is the undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
I'm really interested in this one myself. It could go either way. It could go either way. It could either go to Cody, or we could even have a surprise win of Kevin Owens.
Oh, God, I hope not. I mean, the internet's clamoring out for Kevin Owens, but I really don't want that to happen. I think Cody retaining is the right thing for me.
I feel as it might be, but at the same time, it's just there's something in the back of me, of my mind, that's sort of bugging me a little bit, especially with Raw this week. Especially Sami Zayn.
Okay. I think there's the possibility of Sami aligning with KO.
The fact that he's accidentally kicked Seth Rollins, and now he's also accidentally kicked Cody Rhodes.
I'm going to throw a flag on that, Matt Bins. I don't think that's where we're going. I think
so. You're thinking it's a red herring?
Yeah, I think it's a red herring. Absolutely.
As much as I feel as though there could be a turn from Sami Zayn, I feel as though it would do Sami no justice turning heel.
Yeah.
It'd actually be a disservice because Sami is massively over, and I feel as though he needs to be treated as such. He should be. And for me, I feel as though he is going to be there, but I feel like something devastating. I think he's going to turn down KO for KO to devastate him.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know,
I don't want to get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn again, though.
no, I don't think it's. I think
I
he's
just want to
going
keep them apart.
to. I get you.
I think that some of this leans into the fact that the men's rumble will be after this match, and
Yes.
therefore you may see Kevin Owens later in the rumble
Oh, yeah.
because there's nothing stopping him from entering the rumble if he fails to beat Cody in this ladder match. Doing
Yeah,
the
that's
old
true.
Mick Foley, holding his ribs, walking down to the
Yeah.
ring, doing that whole deal.
But then again, we got Foley who did the 3 faces of Foley.
Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying, though, is it? There's nothing stopping him being injured and
Could
making
we
his way
get a
down to
2
the ring.
faces of Sami Zayn?
No, Matt Beard.
No.
Stop talking absolute dross on YouTube Live.
No. I'm just saying he could always call up a friend from Mexico.
Stop talking dross. It's not happening.
I'm just kidding.
You've 100%. You've got more chance of Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar, and Chris Benoit being in this Royal Rumble. Right. So just leave it out.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Al
showing him.
Generico is not going to be in the Royal Rumble.
I never said his name.
Well, speaking of setting, no, we'll get there. So Cody KO. What's your predictions?
As much as I feel as though KO does deserve a legitimate championship reign, I don't think he's going to get it. I don't. I think this is going to be a Cody Rhodes victory. He's got too much on his plate at the moment right now. He's got too many targets. And a big explanation for that as well is look at Raw.
Yep.
Look at Raw. The fact that you've even got CM Punk even considering gunning for Cody Rhodes as well.
So what are you saying?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes for Matt Burns. Cody Rhodes for me as well. For all the reasons you just said and the fact that there's no way Kevin Owens isn't on the same level as Cody Rhodes right now in terms of popularity, overness, and.
He doesn't need to be popular. He's a villain.
No, but you know what I mean. Just in terms of popularity as a heel, he's just not as over as Cody Rhodes. And we absolutely shouldn't be dropping the belt off Cody and putting it on KO this close to WrestleMania. Because what's WrestleMania main event? What is the WrestleMania main event then? KO versus Roman. We've seen it. KO versus CM Punk. I'm not interested. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. KO versus Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. KO versus Cena. Seen enough.
We've seen it. Yeah. Well, I've seen KO versus an invisible person. But other than that, so yeah, we're both saying Cody for that one. So we both said DIY and we both said Cody. Wow. Okay, let's move on swiftly. We've only got 4 to talk about, right? If you're watching live, post. We can't see how many people are actually on the live currently, but if you are watching along, get your predictions in the chat. If you're not watching live, you can put them in the comments below, and we will see them down there after the video has ended. Slide 4, which takes us to Matt Burns, the Women's Royal Rumble match. Talk to me about this, big boy.
So we are predicting the winner here.
Yeah, I want the winner first, but let's talk about it first. So the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm not as interested this year as I have been previously. Charlotte's obviously coming back. That's been announced. I'm expecting Becky Lynch. I'm expecting Nikki Bella. I'm expecting AJ Lee. I'm also expecting Carmella, actually, funnily enough. and Alexa Bliss is on a potential return as well. People keep saying, "Oh no, it's something to do with a contract. She's been sent home. She will be at the Rumble." So I think there's lots and lots of potential here for the women's Rumble. Bailey, Io Sky, Nia Jax, so many possibilities.
I am going to go for a returning superstar. And I am going to possibly predict Charlotte Flair.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout. I can see her, and she would go on to face.
I feel she'll go on to face Rhea Ripley.
You think she'll go on to face Rhea? See, I don't think that. I think she'll go on for Tiffany Stratton.
It's a possibility. It is. It's still a good possibility.
I don't think Charlotte Flair wins the Royal Rumble. I think the Royal Rumble winner is Becky Lynch, actually. And I think she challenges Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. I'm just thinking we haven't seen Rhea versus Becky before that I can think of. It's like one of the big women's main events that we're yet to see. It sounds like a WrestleMania main event. Luke Bowman in the chat. The big money match is Becky versus Rhea, so Becky is the obvious one. So he agrees with me straight away. But yeah, Becky versus Rhea, it feels like the biggest match that we haven't had yet in the women's division. So I'm all over it. Or did we get it last year at Mania? Luke says we got it at Mania last year, and I'm talking out my butt.
Did we? Did we get it last year?
Thanks, Luke. Thanks for correcting me. But it still feels like a match that we haven't seen, and maybe it's because Becky hasn't been about for a year, and this does feel like a more dominant, different Rhea Ripley. This babyface killer Rhea Ripley feels like a different character.
Oh, I know what you're on about now. Yeah, Rhea versus Becky. Yeah, it was. I remember because it was. I think Becky had the book signing. Was it? She was releasing a book.
I don't remember. But I'm glad I said feels like. So it doesn't feel like a match that we've had before, which is the most important thing. But yeah, I think Becky returns. We get Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania, and I think it'll be absolutely brilliant as well. I also think in this match, what's interesting is the potential for a Jade Cargill return and what that means for the division, because Naomi, Bianca will be in the match, and we need to put a button on all this Jade Cargill stuff. So I'm interested in what you think about that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be. I feel as though it's all going to be revealed for the who attacked her, either at the Rumble or just after it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen at the Rumble, but I'd certainly think there'll be some sort of physicality between, whoever it is. I'd be interested if Bianca won the Royal Rumble as well. That's something else that I think would be high potential. I know she's the tag team champion at the minute, but that doesn't mean that, especially if we're going to reveal that it is Naomi who's attacked Jade Cargill as opposed to Bianca Belair that I thought. Yeah. Also, I'm going to talk about a sleeper potential winner, Liv Morgan. So Liv's had a hell of a year. Female Crown Jewel champion last year. Held the women's title for a decent amount of time. Great partnership and stable in the Judgment Day and with Dominic Mysterio. And she could go on and not take on Rhea, but she could go on and have a go at Tiffy for WrestleMania. I mean, what else are we doing with Liv Morgan?
You know what? Yeah, it's a good shout out.
She's just been such a large part of Monday Night Raw over the last 6 months, 9 months, year, longer, that why would we stop pushing her now? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I feel as though one person that is, I don't think will get it, but I feel as though should get it 1 year at least. If she hasn't already, Nia.
Interesting take from Luke. He thinks that Liv Morgan and Raquel might go for the tag titles.
Yeah, that's because of Raw.
Yeah. Obviously, they did the match this week, didn't they? They had the tag title match this week.
No, they had
week.
a tag match, but it was non-title.
Right, yeah, that's right. But yeah, anyway, tag titles with Raquel. It's a great shout. That is what they might do with it. Amber Davenport thinks Bailey second year, so she thinks Bailey might do it 2 in a row.
No.
You don't see it?
No, I don't. I really don't.
I think this year was a bit of a flop for Bailey. That up to winning the title at WrestleMania was great, but following that is when really struggled. The reign fell a bit flat, which is why we were so impressed with Nia Jax's reign last year, because it followed a really poor.
Yeah, and as much as Bailey, if Bailey did win it, other than possibly Rhea or Tiffy, which we've seen them matches before, I feel as though she's going to have more interaction with Io Sky with what happened on Raw this week.
Good shout. Good shout.
Potentially.
Yeah, and that was the WrestleMania match last year, wasn't it? Io versus Bailey. So there's always chance for that. Who else do we think might be a big surprise in this year's Women's Rumble?
Someone may. I believe that most of the participants may not be ready for it. Asuka.
Yeah, Oscar's a good shout. She'll be there or thereabouts again. I do think we'll get a return.
Yeah.
I wonder with Oscar if it'll feel as big as it should, because has she been gone long enough? Becky Lynch has been gone long enough to miss. Charlotte's been gone long enough to miss. I definitely think we'll see Roxanne Perez from NXT.
Yeah. Good call.
I also think, let's not forget Jordynne Grace. Apparently, reportedly, she's signed with WWE this week. It would be silly not to have her in the Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Can you imagine what it would be like if her official first match signing is the Royal Rumble and she wins it?
Yeah. I'm not against it by any means. Not against it by any means. I think, do you know what's really interesting about Jordynne Grace is she's coming in with a lot less fanfare than Jade Cargill, but I think she'll make a quicker impact. Because last year at the Rumble, she was in last year's Rumble, wasn't she? And she had to slow down for some of the other superstars that she was working in the ring because they couldn't keep up with her pace. I think she will be a great addition, and I wouldn't mess around putting her in NXT. I would get her straight on the main roster and into some feuds with the likes of, can you imagine a PLE match between Jordynne Grace and Rhea Ripley? I know. Give me your money. I can definitely see that. So Jordynne Grace coming over. I definitely think we'll see her. I teased it earlier on when I talked about AJ Lee. Do we think we get AJ Lee, Matt Burns, in this Women's Rumble? You don't think it's happening?
No. As much as I would massively pop for that, I would want it to happen. I don't think it is, because I feel as though she's got enough. She's got herself busy enough to not put herself in that sort of situation. She does a lot of interviews, a lot of book signings. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she was involved with she was doing an interview, and a fan actually asked her a question. She just goes, "What was your name?" And she just goes, and the girl just goes, "Do you believe?" She goes, "Oh, I absolutely love that. She's an X-Men." So it was great fan interaction. She's always been great at that. And I feel as though she would do the business great coming back. And she really would, because she was really great on the promos. but I feel as though she's done enough to move on from it.
Okay.
She's got a full business now already.
Yeah. Okay. What about Britt Baker, DMD?
Her contract's not up, is it?
I don't know. I'm not privy to AEW
No.
wrestlers' contracts. I don't know if you are. I don't know if you've got some insider knowledge on that.
Definitely, Britt Baker is still there. She's still signed.
See, that's a shame, man. I think that'd be a great shout. I'd love to see her in the Royal Rumble. You know, there's nothing saying she hasn't been released. They don't tend to announce it like WWE do the AEW, so you never know. We certainly didn't get a wish him all the best in his future endeavors, Alistair Black, which we'll get onto in a minute. So, you know, why would we know if Britt Baker had been released? I don't think we would, because they don't tend to announce it.
I feel another good shout out to be involved is Moshe Slamovich. She is the TNA Knockouts champion currently.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you mean. It was your pronunciation that I didn't enjoy. Right, let's move on to the men's, shall we? The main event. The one we're all excited about, Matt Burns, right, which is the men's Royal Rumble. And I'm just going to pull up a list of confirmed entrants.
I've got mine literally in front. I've got it in front of me now.
Go on, then. Give me the confirmed entrants for the men's Royal Rumble.
We have LA Knight.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Jey Uso.
Don't wait for me. Keep going.
Roman Reigns. Seth freaking Rollins. Drew McIntyre. Rey Mysterio. Sami Zayn. Shinsuke Nakamura. Logan Paul. Penta. Chad Gable. Braun Breaker. And Carmelo Hayes.
Right, count them up. Let me know how many they are so I can tell you the rest are going to be. The most excited
15.
I've been. Pardon?
15.
So we only know half the bracket. That's madness, right?
That's
I mean, by the time we put Solo in there, Jacob Fatu maybe. There's.
I don't think Solo's going to enter. I think they're going to tease it for Jacob to just storm out and saying, "I'm taking your spot."
I throw a flag on that. But you know, we only know half the field, right?
Yeah.
So we only know half the entrants for the men's Royal Rumble, but it's exciting anyway because the half we do know, there are 10 wrestlers there that could easily win the match.
There is, and there's even some surprises as well.
Your friend Amber, Matt, she thinks CM Punk for the men's Rumble.
My friend.
Whereas Luke Bowman thinks Jacob Fatu is going to set a new record for eliminations.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, you predicted that yourself as well.
Did I?
Yeah.
There you go.
You actually predicted that on the most recent episode of The Burning Truth.
And if you're not subscribed to the podcast, you can find the podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast or on YouTube at The Burning Truth 251. This week we talked about Sting's final year in makeup. We talked about Tony Storm's return, and I rebooked the infamous Ministry of Darkness angle. Plus, we got Matt Burns' top 3 WWE to AEW moves. So if you are a fan of your wrestling content and you want to watch the podcast, you can find that anywhere you find your podcast. Just type in The Burning Truth live and look for the championship belt behind Matt Burns and above his head, because that's how you know it's us. But while we're talking about it, Matt Burns, Jacob Fatu, new record for eliminations. I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's an absolute maniac. He reminds me of Tasmanian Devil. Remember Taz?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he reminds me of, but scary.
The weird thing about it is we've got many superstars, non-WWE, literally saying, "You think Jacob's cooking now? You ain't seen nothing yet."
Yeah, good shout.
A lot of them are sitting there saying, "You think he's good now? You ain't. You know, this is his C material. We haven't got to his A material yet."
And that's what you got to do. You got to build. You got to build. And I think you'll only get better in WWE around these quality characters. I'm interested in your thoughts before we get to winner for this one, Matt Burns. Did I give winner for the women's? Becky Lynch. Yes, I did. And
Yes.
before we get to winner for the men's, I just want to talk about any surprises that you think we'll get in the men's.
Any surprises? A part of me wants to say The Rock, but I don't think. But I think you've just revealed it. Of course, he's going to be in it.
I think we've got to get Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble this time. I think that'd be an absolutely great shout. I also would really like to see either Trick Williams or Obafemi in the Royal Rumble this year.
I think both.
Would you like to see both? I'm unsure on both, but I'd certainly like to see one or
No, I'd
other.
like to see both for different reasons. One, for Trick Williams to see his interaction with Kamala Hayes. And two, we know Oba is going to be absolutely destruction.
Yeah, he's a special attraction. So who else then? Who else is potential? Have we got any legends that could return for this one? You know.
Well, I can't see a brother coming into it.
Yeah, I definitely don't think we'll get dusty old Hulkamania on its way down to the ring. I wonder. Do you know what? I genuinely wonder if we're going to get JBL in the Rumble, like as a genuine thing, because he's doing the, what do you keep calling it? The JBL
side quest.
You know, he keeps doing the JBL side quest, and he's hitting these clotheslines around. He hasn't taken any bumps yet, but the fact that he keeps teasing doing something really makes me think that maybe he could. And if he could get himself in the Rumble, I'll tell you what, you heard it here first, JBL for the Rumble.
Love it. Well, unfortunately, there's one individual who will not be in the Rumble.
Go on.
JD McDonough.
Oh, JD McWaffle House, yeah. So what's he really hurt himself last night on Raw, right?
Oh yeah. I will say the moonsault, it was sort of like a miscatch, a bit awkward, and the thwack at the back of his head on the commentator's table.
Yeah, I saw that, and he's broke a rib and punctured a lung, something along those lines. So,
but fair play to him, still finishing the match. Still finishing the match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fair dues. You know, but he's Irish, and he double odd. Them guys are. What about a blast from the past? So I said a legend. I think there's potential for JBL, but I also think X-Pac could potentially appear this year in the Rumble.
X-Pac is a real good call. He still looks the business.
I have one more.
Go on.
And I'm afraid I've got some
bad news.
My cousin might be getting himself into the Rumble inside a scoop here. He might spell his name differently, but I promise we're cousins. I promise. Wade Barrett's the other one. So could have Wade Barrett, X-Pac, JBL, Trick Williams, Obafemi for me. Obviously, Joe Hendry is the one that is must happen for me. Luke's just picked up one that I've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks. Don't know what your thoughts are on this.
Needs to happen, which means if that's going to happen, that means the New Day are going to be in.
Yeah, so you got the New Day potentially. You got Big E potentially. Thanks, Luke, for that cracking comment. I'd almost forgotten about Big E, but I'd been saving him for the 30-minute mark. I've been teasing him in. And yeah, Big E not only could return, could win. And Luke there says Big E at number 30 would be an insane pop. I just think, do you know what? I think that'd be good, but I think it'd be better as a total surprise midway through the Rumble. I just think about Edge in 2019.
Yeah.
The 2020, 2019, 2020.
I know which one you're on
whatever
about.
It was. But it 2021, but yeah, Edge's return, and it was so out of nowhere.
No one saw it coming.
Yeah, it was just incredible. So yeah, I think Big E number 30 would be an insane pop, but Big E any number would be an insane pop. How does the music go? We gonna go big. I just can feel the place explode.
As soon as you hear, it's just going to be boom.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be big.
The thing is with Big E, right, is not only is he a quality wrestler, former WWE champion, etc., etc., etc. He's also like one of the most genuinely likable characters that we've ever had in the WWE. Like
Well,
people just want to root for him.
well, case in point, the New Day turned on him, and they become absolute mega villains
Yeah.
by turning on him. Just by that, basically, both of their families have disowned them.
Yeah,
Next, they'll be getting dogs and they'll be walking out on them.
Do you know what?
The
I didn't
dogs will.
enjoy this week's New Day arc, if you like, segment. I didn't enjoy it at all. Felt like we've already done all this in the last few weeks, and now we're just going to do everything again. It was just a bit, left me a little bit dry. But anyway, Biggie coming back would absolutely be meant for that. So let's do it then, Matt Burns. Let's talk about who we think is going to win, and more importantly, who we think isn't going to win and why.
A part of me would have said and considered CM Punk. Would have.
Amber says CM Punk.
I don't think
nobody else yet.
I don't think it's going to be CM Punk, and the reason why I think that is it's only because of what happened on Raw this week. Going for Cody. I'm sorry, but there's only one guy that's going to be going for him, and we know who that's going to be. He's in the corner of the graphic that we've got in the background. And no, it's not the one you can't see. He's got the Ula fella. He is head of the table. It is none other than Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns for Matt Burns. I've gone back and forth on this, and I still haven't made my mind up even now. If I'm honest,
I almost considered Cena. Almost.
I think I was messaging someone yesterday, and I said Roman, and I said Roman because I think Roman Cody 3 years in a row, massive main event. I really, really like it.
Yeah.
Never been done, has it? But Roman not being on Raw this week was weird. The video game coming out, and maybe they're saving it so that he can do more appearances between Rumble and Mania. But it was really interesting that they did the CM Punk Cody segment.
Yeah, but at the same time,
don't think Punk wins the Rumble.
I don't, but with Punk, bear in mind, he's still got that favour.
Do you know what? And I saw a video on this actually on YouTube. It was like a WWE 2K24 story, if you like, but it had Paul Heyman pull Roman off the apron and like in a hood, and then reveal the hood because CM Punk's won the match, and been like, "I'm sorry, it was his favor." And yeah, it was an interesting video. It wasn't great, but it was interesting. But anyway, my prediction: Royal Rumble 2025 men's winner. I'm going to do it, Matt Burns. I'm going in after the final two in the Rumble last year. I hope we don't get Cody versus Punk. The segment was very underwhelming. Hot take there. I'm going to go. Oh, and another comment just come in. Could you imagine New Day triple threat at Mania, very reminiscent of Legacy triple threat at Mania 26? Absolutely. Yeah, I can see that. My winner of the Royal Rumble men's 2025 is John Cena. Got me, John Cena. And I've gone 180 U-turn on that.
Well, both of us have actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey?
We both have, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I was firmly in the Roman court and you were firmly in the John Cena court. And I think we've convinced each other the other way.
The reason why I've gone for Roman this time is because I feel as though if you get Cena, he's got a choice of whoever to take on.
Yeah.
I think if Cena was going to do it, the likelihood would be Gunter immediately. But then where did they set up for Roman? and we know that Punk is desperate to get into a WrestleMania main event.
So can I give you my theory based on Cena winning?
Go on.
My theory based on Cena winning is that we get Cena versus Gunther.
Yep.
Night 1 main event.
Okay.
And night 2 main event is some form of 4-way, 5-way, 6-way, huge main event for the WWE Championship that includes Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. And we just chuck everything at it. WWE is in a position right now where it can do things it's never done before. It's also in a position right now where it's got more stars than it's probably ever had. I think back to Royal Rumbles that have had a lot of former champions and main eventers, etc. in. I think this one is the most stacked I've ever seen.
Well, Rumble wise, yeah.
Yeah.
For the reason why I think Roman is, like I said, I feel as though, like you said, that third match would seal the deal.
Yeah, you got that rubber match, Cody versus Roman, 3 times, the third time. It makes total sense. And I don't know what happens on the other side of the fence, but I do think now that Cena
Interesting comment.
wins the Rumble.
Interesting comment for you.
In shades of Armageddon. It was 2000 actually. The Hell in a Cell 6-way. Yeah. But great shout, Luke.
Yeah, good shout out. But for me, the reason why I've gone for Roman, it's more so because of the flip side. It's for Gunther's championship.
You think Roman?
No. I think Roman's going to go for Cody.
Yeah.
But the reason why I feel it's going to be Roman is because on the opposite side, on the road to WrestleMania, I feel I could get that a certain match I want to happen at WrestleMania. I want it to happen because it would help Punk get his main event, get a sort of main event.
Yeah.
It might not be the main event, but it would still be a main event.
Yeah, night 1 main event, just like night. It's as big.
Exactly. We'd also get John Cena in the main event, but then we've also got Gunther. If we have like a number 1 contendership at the Elimination Chamber, and somehow out of unknown bureaucracy and unknown, Cena and Punk pin each other.
So we get a 3-way.
Yes.
A Gunther, CM Punk, John Cena 3-way.
Yeah.
I don't know, Matt Burns. I don't
Punk gets his main event. Gunther gets a great challenge, and Cena has the potential of earning and winning his record-breaking championship.
I still don't think Cena wins a championship at WrestleMania. I don't think he does it at Mania.
But if you notice, I never said he did.
But that's the most exciting thing about this year's Royal Rumble, right? The Men's Royal Rumble, we genuinely do not know what's going to happen. And we won't until we watch it on Saturday night. For those who are watching, special start time if you're in the UK, start time of the Royal Rumble on Netflix, 11 p.m. So don't miss the start. That's not the pre-show. That's the actual Royal Rumble show, 11 p.m.
Which means would the pre-show be 9, 10 o'clock?
Maybe, yeah.
Ooh. That's going to be great. That's a great watch straight away for me. But here's a question for you. If Kofi's in, as he's being a heel, he's not going to be doing the Kofi spot, is he?
No, hopefully not. Not unless Xavier Woods helps him.
Who do you think will be doing that?
Naomi in the first Rumble.
Naomi in the women's, and who do you think in the men's?
I don't think they'll do it. They don't have to do that, do they? We went hundreds of years of Royal Rumbles without doing that.
No. Who do you think is going to have like the near almost? They don't necessarily.
I don't think we'll get one this year. Is my answer. Luke says this is a great shout. Luke says, Evans, that's a shout.
Yeah,
Siobhan
that's a
Evans
good shout.
might be, along with Obafemi and Julia, and Sol Rucker, might be one of my favourite characters on NXT. Can you tell I love NXT? And Siobhan, yeah, you go. Correct spelling, Siobhan Evans. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Right. That boy is bouncy.
Let's go home.
But with that, what I'm just going to have to just say right now is that's it for our WWE Royal Rumble 2025 predictions. From shocking surprise entrance to wild theories, tonight's been a blast, and we are glad you joined us for all the chaos and fun.
Wild theories. I just said there was going to be a 6-man WrestleMania Night 2 main event for the WWE Championship.
It's going to be absolutely chaos.
If you want to keep this Rumble going, you can follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at TBT Live UK. We're everywhere else, Instagram, Facebook, Threads now at The Burning Truth. You can also find us here on YouTube if you're watching live. If you're not, you can find us at The Burning Truth 251 for episodes, reactions, and exclusive wrestling content, not to mention the podcast, which you can get anywhere you can get your podcasts.
Lovely, lovely. So smash that like button. Put the chokehold onto the subscribe button, especially for to the pod, and leave us a review on your favorite platform. Your support helps us keep delivering top tier wrestling content to fans all over the world.
And don't forget to check out theburningtruthuk.com for breaking news, exclusive articles, and updates on all your favorite wrestling events and superstars. Everything you need all in one place. Not to mention, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube. So please subscribe and share wherever you talk about your wrestling. I know you probably talk about your wrestling on Reddit or on Discord or wherever. Please share this YouTube, this podcast, because we're just trying to get the numbers up, and we're trying to get us out there. So there you go.
And of course, until next time, keep the passion for wrestling alive. And of course, DFTBA. And in case you don't know what it means don't forget to be awesome!
Excelsior!